Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today we're going to be taking a look at some of the figures I picked up from the flea market within the last 2 days. So I have a flea market that runs Wednesdays and Thursdays, and for some reason I just picked up a whole lot of stuff from it over those last 2 days. So I figured I'd take a look. These guys aren't from that. I actually did just get this Optimus in the mail though, about a week ago. Really good figure. That was just to get your attention. Let me set those aside. First, let's take a look at this big guy that I picked up. So this one was $3. Definitely have to pull out to look at that. There we have it. So this is from Jurassic Park. I believe this is the Lost World T-Rex, because he's green. This is called like the Bull T-Rex, and he has chomping action. Not bad for $3. Kind of hard to get him in the camera here, but just a really cool figure. It's basically the regular Jurassic Park mainline, I think, T-Rex, but repainted, obviously, redecoed. And just a really good piece. Not bad for $3, too. Let's go back to regular size. Cool. And let's take a look. So I also picked up this guy. This one was today. I got him for $2. So this one actually is a McFarlane Toys figure. It's not from any particular comic book or anything as far as I know. This is actually just when they were doing these crazy robo-cyborg creature toys. More recently too, I think this is like 2020 or so. But I know I wanted these when they were in the store. They were about like 10, 20, 15 bucks, something like that, within that range. I didn't end up picking any up, and since I saw him so cheap, I figured I'd grab him. He does need a little boil and straightening of his legs, because he can't really stand independently. But other than that, really neat figure. He does have some articulation on him, so you can get him positioned differently. Although it does kind of mess with the sculpt, because you can see like this leads up and over, and then it's supposed to lead to the back, but if you turn him this way, kind of looks unaligned. It's weird because it's kind of like a statue, but it's also supposed to be like a toy, mainline toy. He has a little bit of jaw articulation, which doesn't work too well. He's more of like a set on shelf and look at thing, in my opinion. Probably, I don't think the line did too well, so probably not going to be seeing a whole lot more of those. Set him aside. In addition, I also picked up some of these guys here. Cutesy little Pokemon figures. So we've got, I don't know what line these are from. I think this is a newer one. They were in a little Ziploc baggie for $5, and I figured to pick them up. This one here is probably the cutest one in my opinion. I don't know the Pokemon that he is, but obviously we have, I believe, what's this? Jigglypuff, I'm going to say? Yeah, Jigglypuff. I don't know if he's missing something there, if he's supposed to like attach to a straw or something. But he's from 1999. Just a really cool and cute little figurine. And then that's older Pikachu. Looks like he's supposed to be holding something. No date on him or anything. And then this one here is definitely newer, but he's cool because he's in like one of his strike poses, like he's in battle. So I really dug those. I figured, not bad for the price. Next thing I got, let's take a look. These guys really blew me away. I got these for $1 each. They are just pure nightmare fuel, which makes sense because they're actually from Nightmare on Elm Street. These are, I think it's New Nightmare that they're from. It came with the NECA Freddy figure, but that guy wasn't there, just these little guys. And, oof, man, these things are just horrific. Let's get a look at that face. Dude, that face alone is messed up, but you slap that on a freaking dog's body, and this is... I could imagine these guys standing at the gates of hell. Truly absurd. Not bad. He has a little bit of detail on his dog collar. Looks like some of the paint's missing, though. Yeah, ugh, this guy's face is even worse. There's like rotted flesh peeling away. Ugh. Just beautiful figures for the price. And I'm kind of wondering... I think I'm going to keep them. Sometimes I sell the things I get, because obviously they have some value to them. And I think these guys probably would sell for about like maybe 10, 15 bucks. But they're so freaky, I kind of want to keep them, just like set them on a shelf. It's a real conversation piece. Let's scoot these guys out of the way. Next up, so this is I think it's called the Hammond Collection. And it's going to take a second for me to remember which dinosaur this is. Carnotaurus or something like that. There's always someone who's a dino expert. They'll tell me that I'm wrong. Something Saurus. It is a really cool figure, though. Very articulated. He's got this flexible tail. It's got like a ball joint there. Ball joints all throughout. Just all sorts of articulation. That's what the Hammond Collection was all about. Instead of being gimmicky with these action features like chomping and whatever, they were more articulated, so you could just do those sort of poses and then close it back up, get this neck moving around. Is pretty cool. Just a really cool figure here, and the paint details are decent, even though it's got some missing kind of bald spots. Look at that eyeball. Look at that mouth. Yeah, I really dig this guy. Apparently he's kind of rare too. I looked him up online. Kind of hard to come by. Not bad. And I'm struggling to think if I'm going to keep that one, because I do like dinosaurs, so it's kind of hard to say no to some. Alright. In addition, let's see. So I picked up these two, actually at the same place. They were two for $1, and that's actually a really good price for these. So this guy, not as much. Star Wars 5 POA figures, they tend not to go for a whole lot, and you could probably pick them up in a lot pretty cheap. But for 50 cents, you can't go wrong, especially anytime it's like a trooper. It's just a straight up army builder. It's not a bad thing. And this figure's got kind of cool little damage details on him. Definitely going to add him to that collection I have of Hoth troopers. And then in addition there, we have the Pursuit of Cobra, or 50th anniversary it could be, Hawk. So he does have a bit of a botched paint job on his head, but just in general, this is a really good figure, and this body is often used for customizing. He even has his pistol included, which that thing's always going to be gone. Look how tiny that is. Yeah, and this was just in a pile, so I was kind of shocked to see him for... I assumed they'd be asking like $2, maybe $3 for him even, but when they said 50 cents, I just snatched him up and grabbed the other guy. It's like, there you go, $1. Not bad. So let's scoot him out of the way too. Let's see what else we got. This one here is cool. I dig it, but probably not for everyone. This right here is actually a Robotech. I guess you would call it a mech. It's really, really cool for me. It's missing some parts, of course, but you'll notice I think it's dated down here. It's from, let's see if I can get it in focus. What's that say, 1984 or 94? I'm gonna say 94. From 94. It's vintage in that way, and it's kind of cool to come across stuff like this. I got this one actually for 50 cents as well. It's got pretty cool detail, good articulation. The only down parts are it is broken right here, and then it's missing something on top there. But I don't know, this is just really cool to throw into my collection. I collect a lot of like Joe scale stuff, so he'll kind of work as like a mech around them. I think that's pretty cool. So let's set this guy down to... Not bad for the price at all, not in my opinion. Alright, so I got these guys, same place I got these dog guys, and they were $1 each as well, which kind of shocked me. Even though, Star Wars vintage stuff, you think it would be worth a lot, it's not really worth that much. If you wanted to pick these guys up, you'd probably spend maybe $15. $15, maybe $10 per or something. Depends on where you go and what condition you're looking for. But they're not in bad condition considering, and anytime I see vintage Star Wars, I'm going to pick it up just because nostalgia alone. But obviously we got a nice little Lando there. It's the one that has the painted in mouth. He's decent. No vinyl cape or accessories, but a little bit of paint wear too. Pretty good tightness on him. He's not like wobbly. Really good figure for that price. And then this one's probably more my favorite one. This is also one that you can kind of army build. This is supposed to be X-Wing Luke, but obviously it's just kind of a generic X-Wing outfit. So you could have like 40 of these guys piled up and just think it's like part of an army. It's really good paint on this guy too. It's not like all faded. Worst part is a little bit of a color discoloration on his helmet, and then everything else solid. Paint's all there. There's a little bit of dirt on him. Not bad. I always like this one because he's got this death grip where when you put one of the blasters in his hands, that's just not getting lost. Versus some other figures will have like two hands that look like this one, and it's just kind of like hang in there on a wing and a prayer. Really cool, really cool. Vintage Star Wars. That's not too common nowadays. All right, let me grab these guys. And normally, when you find them in person, you always run into a problem where the person who's selling them thinks they have like liquid gold or plastic gold, if you will, and they will sell that thing for maybe 20, 30 bucks when really, you know, it's not so much worth that. These guys here, I got for $2 for this one, and then $1 each for the others. I just kind of really wanted this one because he has the neon colors, and I kind of like collecting neon colored vintage figures just to kind of line them up. I don't know, they look good under a black light sometimes. So this guy, he's supposed to be like a water. This is Michael Keaton Batman, obviously, and he's supposed to be like from a diving set or something, I think. And it's supposed to be like a wetsuit, I guess. He's decent. He has these huge, long ears. That's cool. And I always kind of dug the body from the Michael Keaton one. It's like a repurposed, I think, of the superheroes line from like the 80s, early 80s. Really cool figure. And then this is basically the same figure here, just different paint color. He's got gold and a lot of paint wear on him, but for $1 you can't go wrong. Vintage Kenner. Really neat. This guy here, this is from the animated series. I have the regular animated series Batman. He's in all gray and has his cape, but I don't have this one, so I figured I'd pick him up. He's in this kind of cool purple outfit. And if we're talking retail price on this guy, I think he's kind of shoots a little higher up there, maybe like $10, $15. I'm not quite sure why. I don't even remember what set he's from. You see, he's nice and old. That's the way we like it here. Good figures, not bad. So what was that? That's $4 right there. And of course, I got me a Predator. Another Kenner figure right here. This is Kenner Predator. Kenner Predator. It's a Kenner. He's a cool figure. This is actually one of the first Predator figures that I've had. Of course, the one I have still has his mask, and I think it's like a shoulder-mounted cannon. It like clips on here and here, where these spikes stick out. He's really cool, and never turn down classic Kenner or Alien figure if you see them in the wild. It's not that they're worth so much, just that they've got really cool designs and a whole lot of nostalgia. Very decent. 5 points of articulation. I always dug this arm with the claws on it. It's just really, really aesthetic. Beautiful mug there, too. He's got these tusks instead of... He should have more, like, flaps like the top there. So I think he's one of those weird breeded predators. They had a bunch of, like... I think the King Predator was another one of my favorites, where his feet shot upward, made him taller. That was kind of cool. Alright. Coming to the end of what I got. So right here, got me a little Chap May figure. He's not worth a whole lot or anything like that, but I've always collected Chap May figures because I like 3 3/4 inch scale, and these guys, I like their space aesthetic. Really shiny, kind of cool. Got him. I actually got this one free too. A guy was just giving away all sorts of free stuff in boxes, so I picked him out. He does have a little mark on his back, but obviously this is Santa's little helper from Simpsons. This is the Playmates toy line. And when it comes to reselling, I actually have sold a few of these guys before. I think I made $10 off of it. And with little knickknacks like this, it's never even a bad thing for me if I don't end up selling them, because it's kind of cool to keep around the house, you know? Set it on a shelf or something. Let's see, I think that's pretty much one, two. All right, we got our last two items here. I got a Jurassic Park. This is a vintage figure. I don't remember the character's name, but it was just kind of cool to come across one of these. He was a buck. He's got a lot of damage, and he's a little loose, but I can't complain too much because I actually don't have a whole lot of the human figures. So it's kind of cool to get some of them. You can see the InGen tattoo there. Yeah, I believe this is the character in the movie Lost World who gets attacked by all the little dinosaurs and just mauled to pieces off screen. Really cool end to that character. So, and then here's the final one that I got. I actually got him for $2, and I really dig this figure. This is I think he's about 4-inch figure, so fits into that 1/18 scale. And the design on him is crazy good. This is Scarecrow from, I think it's the Arkham Asylum games. So he's got these little needles on his hand there. Really neat. He's got kind of like a brace on the side of his leg. Little details all over. Really neat. And this could be good for a customization or just for as Scarecrow as it is, but he's just he was a really good find for me because I think of all the things I got, this one I'm probably going to have the most fun fiddling around with, maybe customizing. So let me pull out some of these guys here so we can get a look at the whole group. I'm really interested what you guys think. Do you think I overspent on anything? Personally, I don't think that's even a problem. But in addition, which ones would you have picked up, or which ones have you been looking for that I just happened to come across? There's just some really cool things in here, in my opinion. I never want to turn down a deal, especially if it's vintage or G.I. Joe, Star Wars, stuff like that. And lately, it's just been Jurassic Park I've been finding a lot of good stuff with. Yeah, we don't have to get everyone up here. Alright, so let me know what you guys think. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, and hey, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.